Hey guys, Chamonix from Chamonix Films on a crazy hair day. I'm not leaving the house today. It's a pajama work day. And I've been editing brand films. Specifically, I'm working on Amazonia skincare right now, and I'm stopping to make this vlog because I want to talk about scripts versus organic flow of conversation and why I record audio the way that I do and how I edit it into a film story and why I know what I'm doing and why this is so great. So Stephanie Oblock is the owner of Amazonia Skincare, and she's amazing. I love her. People say I love her all the time, but let me tell you why, okay? So this lady grew up with terrible skin problems, and she tried all the products on the market. None of them worked. Some of them irritated and made it worse. And then she was like one day, you know what? This is so important to me to have good skin. I'm not gonna fuck around anymore with these other products that don't work and are harming me. I'm gonna go figure it out and make my own. So she lived in Brazil for a while, and from the Brazilian rainforest, she learned all about the superfruits down there. All of these amazing plants and botanicals that have been used for generations in Brazil to take care of skin and blah, 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 blah. That's her specialty. I want you to learn more about that from her and by watching her brand film. But she did the research, and then she spent 10 years developing products that actually work. Now, not only did they just treat one thing, but they treat many, okay? And she's turned it into a business, and it's beautiful, and I use them on myself, and there you go, product placement plug. Now, in terms of what I'm doing with Stephanie, I'm making a brand film for her website. And the brand films include audio and video. Now, Stephanie came to me thinking, okay, we're making a film about my company, and what do I want it to say? She wrote out a script, and she had her words that she wanted to say, and then in red letters underneath, her ideas for what kind of video we could put next to it. And she really was thoughtful and planned it all out. Now, I don't have clients do this, and now after working with Stephanie and a few other clients that did something similar, I just outright tell clients, don't do this anymore. What happens is it gives my clients too much work. You have to spend all this time writing a script that in the end isn't actually very helpful. It's normal, especially if you're a planner, to think that it will be helpful. If I'm gonna be on video, I wanna know what I'm gonna say. If we're gonna make a film and I'm gonna spend a few $1,000s on it, I wanna go in with a plan. That's nice, but it's not how I roll. The magic behind my films, and if you've seen them and you like them, then let's call it magic, because I think it's kind of special, is that it's created organically, right? So brand films are marketing videos that are artwork, and they are personal, and they are storytelling, and they're entertaining, and they're fun to watch. When people watch them, they don't feel like they're watching an advertisement. They feel more like they're watching a beautiful movie or a piece of film artwork. It just so happens that it's educational, so it's kind of like a documentary, and it is for a business, so it is a marketing promotional piece. My goal, though, is that when people are watching it, they forget that it's an advertisement, and that they feel more like a person is talking to them and telling them a story, and they're watching a movie and they're learning, and they're just like, this is enjoyable. Can we watch it again, please? When was the last time you watched a commercial on TV, apart from the Super Bowl, and was like, oh, could you play that again? Oh, I can wait. I don't need to watch my show. I just want to, watch ads. No, we hate that. We hate marketing stuff. So the secret magic sauce is that none of it is scripted. If you come with a script, it's too stiff. It's too robotic. And what happened and what Stephanie experienced is it's a distraction. You're looking at the camera and you're thinking about what you want to say, but then you forget a word, and then you start to look at the script, but now you're looking at the script and then you start to freak out and look at the camera again. Even if we don't video it and we just do an audio recording, with a dictaphone, same thing. You're like, oh, now, okay, I'm talking. What did that sound good? I don't know. And it's shit. It's totally terrible. Very, very different, however, when you're talking just to a person. So before filming her brand film, I met with Stephanie for coffee. And in the coffee shop, it was just her and me. And I was like, hey, so tell me about your business. And the woman goes off like an absolute boss. She's like, well, I started my business, blah, 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 and this is all about botanicals. And I'm just sitting there like, she knows her shit. This is so cool. She's powerful, she's clear, she's great at communication, she's excited and enthusiastic and like charismatic. Awesome. The camera comes up and she has a script, and this same woman is like stumbling and doesn't even know how to describe her own company. She's lost. It's the script that trips them up, because it's taking your attention away from communication and bringing it into, I'm trying to be perfect, and as if you don't know it in your head already. So that's why I don't like the script. Same thing with storyboarding. I don't plan out specific shots, like I will have someone walk across the street and then they will walk towards the camera. No, same thing, because then people are like, am I doing it right? Is this where you wanted me to stand? And it all becomes fake. And the minute the person in it is trying to remember some lines or trying to walk, unless you're some Academy Award-winning actor, which most of my clients are not, they're business owners, you can tell that it's fake. So, and everyone's uncomfortable, and then it feels like marketing, and it's like, oh, she had a sip of coffee, clearly because she was having a sip of coffee as part of the ad, right? So you get the point. So this is what we do instead. For the audio, sit down. Sometimes there's just audio, sometimes I have a camera too, but it's more about you and me, right? And so before we actually record, we will have had a consultation meeting, and in the consultation, we get clear on what are your goals, what are we doing with this video, what is your company about? So I don't go in completely blind. I have an idea, and then I use the interview for myself to be like, I need to learn about you. Like, tell me the story of how you started your business. And I don't want you to go, well, in 2012, I began the business, blah, blah, blah. Like, I want you to tell me the way that you remember it. And if what you say isn't useful for me, like if it's not clear, or you stumbled on your words too much, or you had grammar that wasn't correct, and we want the grammar to be correct for the sake of looking professional in the video, I will tell you. I'll say, oh, you know what? I love that story. Could you tell it again? Could you tell it again, and this time don't mention that? Could you tell it again, and this time? And that, I never do that, but like that's what I would do. I'll give you that coaching. But that never happens. Most of the time people just go, oh yeah, the story of how I started my business. Well, I guess, yeah, I was just out of college, and then it was 2012, and I had this idea, and they just talk like that. They just start telling a story, because everyone can talk about themselves. Very few people are like so shy that they can't just tell a story about something that they've done. And that's the beauty of it, is that talking with business owners and artists, you guys know everything there is to know about your business. You know it better than anybody else. So just asking questions and getting your answers, I do that for an hour. And then I have an hour of audio footage that I come in and I edit it, right? So I was there, I remember what happened, and I go through and I'm like, oh, she said a really good sentence here, then a really good sentence here, and we'll place them together, and then we'll tell a story. Same with the video. I go into it being like, all right, in the audio interview, I know we talked about these kinds of things. I know I want to make sure we include these kinds of video clips, but I don't need it to be specific. Like, the most I'll tell you is a vague instruction. Please walk across the street. Could you walk across the street, but this time smile? Like, that's as much as I'll give you, because I want you to do what's natural. If someone's feeling really awkward and they need more guidance, I totally will give it to them. But it's still guidance that is vague. It's guidance that gives your mind enough instruction so that it can function and be relaxed, but not overthinking. Too much instruction causes overthinking, because then people wonder if they're doing it right. So I'll never say, like, walk across the street and make sure you're always stepping on your right foot, or, you know, then like look to the left at the same time. They're like, what the fuck? But instead you'd be like, I want you to walk across the street. I want you to smile the whole time. And then keep your eyes just looking forward. You know, like that's just like, okay, I'm going to smile and look forward. It gives them something to do, but it's simple. And it still means that they can like move more normally. And on that note, I just lost my train of thought, but oh yes, Okay, so the magic of the story is that your answers are organic, your movement is organic. I piece them together to tell a story. Now, what the story is also something that I need to create, because I am the person that's from the outside. I don't understand your business as well as you do, but I'm going to understand it better than the average person after spending this time with you, getting to know you. So I see it as my job to ask every question I can think of and to show off what you do from every angle until I understand it fully, until I can explain it to someone else, until I don't have any questions left. Because when we get to that point, then I know that I have everything I need to be able to communicate that and pass it on in video form. So when Stephanie came to me with a script and had it all written out, and she's like, this is the storyline, I look at it and I'm like, that is a potential storyline. Yes, we could start it with you in the Brazilian jungle, and we could then have you like making your formulas for skincare, and then you applying it in the bathroom. Like, there's a whole storyline that's a great story. But after working with her, I'm gonna come up with a completely different video based on the material that we collected and what I feel in my like artistic and business, my artistic gut and my business mind work together to be like, the goal of this video is to get people to like this company and buy the product. And although her story might accomplish that, my expertise in this area leads me to think that this story, whatever it is that I come up with, is directly inspired by what we created together. This is what people are going to resonate with. Like this one, people are going to be like, oh, cool brand film. This one, people are going to be like, I love that company. Right? Different. It's not about the film. It's not about the artwork. It's about the business, using artwork to drive business. And so that's where I kind of stomp my foot down. And I'm like, I love your input. I want to hear your ideas and your stories. And if you have bullet points of things you want to make sure that we film, make sure that we talk about in the interview, great. I totally want to have that conversation. But the magic sauce of these videos is letting me tell the story. It's like being a journalist. I'm like a photojournalist, film journalist for businesses and artists. It's like, I'm going to come in, do my research, and then turn out a product that will represent you to the world the way that I see you. So you really want to work with me if you like the way that I see the world, I guess is what it comes down to. And that is that. Now I need to go back to editing this video because Amazonia Skincare needs a brand film on the front of their website. Go ahead and, if you want to work with me, fill out a form on my website. It's free consultation. It's the link at the top navigation. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at Chamonix Films. Peace.